So I've got two different types of cylinder heads here. And these weren't, I had two of these in my Yamaha 800 XL. And I just wanted to show you one that's been sleeved. It's a borrowed one. See that? It's got a steel or iron sleeve in it. You can see it, the different metal there, and the magnet sticks to it. Well, these are they look like all aluminum, but these are the originals, the two originals that came. But look at this, the magnet sticks to that too. So that's interesting, and I can't see a obvious sleeve in that, but maybe that's that Nickel coating or whatever that we're talking about. I can't see a real, can't tell. It must have something in it, because see how it doesn't stick on the outside? That's certainly aluminum. See, it doesn't stick to that at all, but it sticks there. Sticks there, so I guess that's that Nickel coated, I'm guessing. I don't know, but this has definitely been sleeved. This is when they get so worn out, they stick a new sleeve in it. This is out of an SBT engine that didn't make it. And I haven't heard great things about some of the SBT engines. I'm going to be honest. You read the forums, and that's, of course, some of that stuff's pretty old. Maybe they've gotten better. I've never bought their product. If I can build an engine, then I know what was put into it, and I know what was done. If it fails, it's my fault. Anyhow, these still have the power valves on. I got the heads pulled off of the engine block. You got all the exhaust bolts. You have the only odd little piece is this. You've got this coupler that goes between the two cylinders, power valves. That's very easy. It just pulls right off. I'm going to go ahead and pull the front cover. It will be the timing cover on a regular car, which there is a timing mark on the flywheel here. Or at least there should be, although I don't see any way to access it on this engine like there is on the Kawasaki. But the engine mounts are integrated into the front cover on this particular version of this engine. I think I've seen other versions where maybe they weren't. I could be mistaken. Okay, continuing to work on my Yamaha XL800. I'm working on getting the power valve assemblies taken out. And just of note, this is your, I don't know if they consider this number 1 or 2. I'm sorry that I don't have that information available. But this is the one the cable's hooked to. That's a 2.5 millimeter hex. You see where I took it out of the slot there, right there, 2.5 millimeter hex. So there's a hex there. There's another hex in deeper. It's larger. It looks like, let's see. Looks like another hex down in there. Not positive. That may just be a spot, but we'll see. I'll check that. 4 10 millimeter bolts to get the covers off, and then on the secondary here, there's a plastic clip. See that? And then you're going to have to get you a set of snap ring pliers to remove these little clips here. You can see the two teeth on it right there. See that? So the pliers will have to spread out like that to work that clip off of there. It's probably going to be the same over here, I would guess. Let's see. Yeah, same thing. The clip. And you got to take that off. I've never done this, so, and there's another clip on the outside as well. So I'm going to disassemble these. This one's been soaking, trying to get some of the yuck. You can see my passages are kind of clogged up with some yucky stuff. They needed cleaning pretty good. And I'll continue this disassembly. Okay, so I've got my power valve out. There it is right there. There was another hex in there, and that is a 3 millimeter hex for that other So 2.5 millimeter hex for the piece that was on top of there, which is this, and it bolts to the shaft. And then a pair of snap ring pliers. I've got my little magnet. That's how I keep up with my small parts. And then you can pull the shaft out. I reattach the clip so as not to lose it. And there is a little washer on there. And it looks like also there's some sort of bushing or something in here. Yeah, so now I've got one more to pull apart. And also it looks like this doesn't look like 2-cycle. It looks like there's actually grease. That there's grease in here around all of this, all of these moving parts inside of here. It looks like it's just too thick to be oil. It really looks like it's been packed with grease. To lube that, that's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong. I'll have to do some research on it. But I'll go ahead and get these apart. I'm sure that's going to take an impact screwdriver to get that piece out, although I don't know why you would need to. All right, continuing. All right, I got my power valves out. Soak these in fuel, and I actually homed this one. This is my bad cylinder. It is obviously not going to home out. Too much sunlight. See that groove there, the one I said wouldn't home. I got a nice, good cross hatch pattern home. Still got that groove. I didn't think it was, I thought it was too deep. Plus you've got some scratches on this side. The other one I've got soaking. Get the goop out of the power valve area. One of the things I wanted to note about that I like, once again, Yamaha, thank you. Your engineers thought things through. Number one, I can do each cylinder individually, putting together. That makes for a heck of a lot easier job. But you see that 66E? Now look, here's the head. There it is again, 66E. Look at the piston, 66E. So imagine you worked in a shop with all these Yamaha, and so you had Kawasaki, everything else. That tells me right there that that's a Yamaha part. And let's see, well, the block's going to be fairly obvious, but you know, individual parts, I don't know, what does this go on? Well, there, 66E is designating that that's a Yamaha E100 engine. So thumbs up to you, Yamaha. I'm really, really liking your thought processes and engineering over Kawasaki. I mean, Kawasaki's good, but man, y'all have really made it easy for the builder to know what they're working with without having to guess. Now, obviously, this piston still, you can still barely see the number. This is trash. Piston look like the surface of the moon. And once again, you can feel these, and they're domed. In other words, they curve up as they go in, curve up. So they're not totally flat on the top. And my head, you know, I don't know if I want to run this head or not. I mean, I'm guessing it'd be all right, but look at all that pitting where that piece of metal was rattling around in that cylinder. You got to think it destroyed a spark plug or two while all this was going on, but man, it cleaned up all right. I mean, it'd probably work. Oh, well, I'll think about getting another one. I got to get my heads worked. And my next video will probably be removing this and flipping it over and pulling the bottom end apart. And of course, I got to take the pistons off. I'm going to leave those on until I pop that off, because I've got those, using those to jam this up when I put an impact on that special tool. To take that off, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Shade Tree Jet Ski, baby.